Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Uncle Jay Explains the News. Now here's the guy who helps little minds understand big news stories, Uncle Jay.
Hi, boys and girls. Don't worry, Uncle Jay is perfectly safe. It's just that whenever there's a hurricane anywhere in America, anybody who's reporting the news is required to stand in the wind and the rain. It's a new law. It was an amendment that was slipped into Obamacare at the last minute. So bear with me here. Okay, Uncle Jay's news word for this week is turbulent. Okay, obviously the sky is this way, but you know, last week so was the ground, and so was the stock market, and so was every third country in the Middle East, and so was the future of America's most valuable company. You know, boys and girls, now that Apple has lost Steve Jobs, they might go back again to making those products that don't quite have his magic touch of high class, just high price. But of course, the most turbulent thing going on right now is Hurricane Irene. And before we get into that, boys and girls, I want to point something out. You may have noticed that hurricane names always alternate between male and female, and that's so just in case two hurricanes in a row collide in the same state, they will be recognized by all the other states. Now, hopefully the worst of Hurricane Irene has passed, but it's not over, and some places got it very bad. Here are some people in Virginia that had to get rescued from their sailboat thanks to the help of... What were they doing in a sailboat? It's a hurricane! Hey, next time there's a lightning storm, let's go tree climbing. Now, boys and girls, unlike Hurricane Katrina in 2005, this time the federal government is ready for a storm. In fact, even as we speak, they are carefully tabulating the destruction in each of the coastal states so that they can compare the damage in the states that have legalized gay marriage with the states that have banned it. And a new federal agency is going to carefully analyze this data and then issue a press release revealing God's message from the hurricane and whether the hurricane is a Republican or a Democrat, because you know, weather isn't just weather anymore, it's a political statement. Okay, boys and girls, Uncle Jay didn't forget, we're still going to answer one of your news questions. This week it comes from Gary in Denver. Hi, Gary. Gary writes, Dear Uncle Jay, former Vice President Dick Cheney has a new book out, and I hear that he doesn't say very nice things in it about George W. Bush. Don't you think that's kind of rude? Thanks, Gary. Here's what I think is kind of rude, though. Dick Cheney's book says hundreds of nice things about George Bush and a few things that are critical, but that's what the news media zeroes in on, and so it makes you think it's a completely different book. But if you take the time to actually read it, you'll see pretty much what you would expect to see from Dick Cheney. Now, there really aren't many surprises in there at all. Okay, boys and girls, next week is Labor Day, and Uncle Jay is going to do a rerun, but check back every Monday and keep sending your questions to UncleJayExplains.com. And remember, a great kid is great news.